Year after year after year, millions and millions of people set goals, and by February, most of them quit. Not because they're lazy, not because they lack the discipline to do it, but because they make the same mistakes year after year after year. Today, I want to break down some of the most common New Year's goals mistakes that people make and that I see in business and in people's lives. And more importantly, how to avoid them so that this year is actually different. If you're new here, my name is Jason Ellinger. I'm the CEO of Taika Translations. I run multiple businesses across different countries, and I spend a lot of time looking at what actually works and what quietly kills from within. Not motivation, it's execution. And if you want more practical content on leadership, building a life and a business that you actually love, make sure that you follow the channel. The mistake number one, confusing goals with wishes. This is the biggest and most common mistake. Most New Year's wishes, they are not goals. They are wishes upon a star dressed up as some kind of a hyped up ambition. I want to be healthier. I want more money. I want to grow my business. And those types of things are not good goals. It sounds kind of good. It sounds a little bit aspirational, but it doesn't result to anything operationally. A real goal has time constraints. A real goal has numbers attached to it. A real goal is your goal, not your dad's goal, not your uncle's goal. A real goal has specific behaviors attached to it that you have to engage in order to get there. If you can't answer, what does winning look like with your calendar? You don't have any goals yet. You have hope. And when I was in the military, I had a commander that said, hope is not a plan. It's a poor excuse for poor planning. Fix this by turning vague intentions into measurable action. All right, mistake number two is this. Try to change everything and all in January. So this is a big mistake that people make. And that means I want a new routine. I want a new diet. I have a new business strategy. I have a new mindset, and it's all going to take effect this January. If it hasn't taken effect already and you're projecting it for sometime in the future, believe me, when you get there, it's not going to fully take effect. That's not discipline. That is project overload in your life, and that doesn't work. Progress doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing more of the more impactful work consistently. Pick one area that creates the most leverage in your life and fix that first. Momentum beats motivation every single time. Mistake number three is this: setting goals without assuming the identity. What I mean by that is goals fail when they're not tied to who you believe that you are. If you see yourself as someone who just tries stuff, you are going to quit when things get uncomfortable. And believe me, life is gonna happen and it will get uncomfortable. If you see someone as actually steps out and executes day after day after day, you will adapt when things get hard instead of copping out. The question isn't what do I want this year? The question is more, who do I need to become to make this reality inevitable? Mistake number four is this: planning and goal setting as if nothing will ever go wrong. You're never gonna get sick. You're never gonna get stressed out. You're never gonna have any setbacks. Nobody's gonna get a car accident. And all of that is fantasy. It's not realistic and it's not tied to real life. The real skill is planning for bad weeks to happen, but with an optimistic mindset, knowing that you'll work through that and still attain that success in that area anyways. The weeks when motivation completely evaporates from your life. High performing people are not constantly on cloud nine, totally motivated all the time. Sometimes life sucks. It sucks for us too sometimes, and we work through those challenges with the understanding that this too shall pass. If your system only works on perfect days and in perfect scenarios, then it won't stand the test of life. Build goals that assume that there will be friction, not comfort. Winston Churchill used to say, I come to work every single day with the assumption that there is going to be a problem so difficult to solve that it is completely impossible. And when I leave work that day and I realize that's not the case, I had a good day. Mistake number five, confusing motivation with systems. Motivation is emotional, systems are structural. They are in the workings of your entire life. This is why when people rely on how they feel to get stuff done, or to actually do work, or actually to align themselves with that next behavioral activity to move the needle, they don't prosper. And they stop, they give up, they check out. High performers don't always wake up motivated. They wake up committed to a system that they trust. If your progress depends on your mood, it's not gonna last past January. Mistake number six, and this is huge. No feedback loops. This is the silent killer of all things good. No feedback loops. People set goals and then they don't check back in on them for months and months. You can't improve if you don't measure. I think a lot of times people do this is because they're just upset about their failures. They're upset that they haven't accomplished what they set out to, and then they just stop reviewing it and they give up. That is a way to guarantee you will never hit your goals. Weekly reflection beats yearly resolution every time, hands down. Ask yourself every week, what worked, what didn't, and what needs to change. People hate change, but they love improvement. This is how goals stay alive. Mistake number 7, the big final. Quitting too early. This might be the biggest one of all. Most people quit just before great progress shows up. The early phase, it feels slow, drawn out, and bogged down with lots of activity, lots of challenges, things that didn't go right. We're at this point again. I thought we were past this. And again and again and again, results, they lag far behind all of the efforts that you invest. That is the beginning. If you quit during this phase, you never give your system time to work. And what is the timeline for that system? Might be 12 months, might be 3 years. Consistency feels boring before it feels powerful. All right, so how to do it right. Here's a simple framework that will help you. Choose one priority, one behavior to start with, and do a weekly review. Create a system over the motivation, and choose who you are over outcomes you want. So I made a video about goal setting that you can go watch. I've talked about the 7 areas of life, making 2 to 5 goals in each area for the entire year, and start working through those. It's not something ridiculously complicated, but it works. I've gone from card table in my living room to multi-million-dollar status because I used this method. So if you want this year to actually be different, stop chasing perfect goals and start building durable systems that work in your life. If this video helped you think differently about goals, please follow the channel. I post weekly content on leadership, business mindset, family, and more importantly, execution. Without hacks, without hype, just the stuff that works. I'll see you in the next video.